At TSR, we believe that a woman's place is wherever she places her trail.
Living together without benefit of marriage is now the norm. When I was young, you either left your parents' house in a white dress or a pine box. But as long as you are living together and testing the waters, there should be rules. There are divorce laws, but none for just living together. So, joint, nothing. Separate, everything. You must have stories. Anything to share?
Order! You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget, all wise and signed for another day of blissful harmony living together with your bae. Yet sometimes it doesn't really work that way. And if your joint cohabitation happens to go excruciatingly south, especially before marriage, it wouldn't bode well for either of you to bring your past of sour grapes in front of a judge, particularly Judge JUDY'S, who way back when launched a website which encouraged viewers to submit their stories on a wide variety of topics. She would often pose a question to the viewers in the form of episodes, quote-unquote, on whatwouldjudysay.com, and ask the viewers to submit their stories pertaining to that question. No questions themselves, stories from the viewers. Out of the hundreds of stories submitted, 200 plus of them pertaining to this subject alone, came the first of two books, A Grown-Up Guide to Living Together with Benefits, self-published and purchased for 50% off the price of $1.49. Over the course of 10 chapters, her Honor dispenses her sage wit, wisdom, and time-tested and time-honored counsel and advice for those who are looking to test the waters before walking down the white, heavily sanitized altar. The quest to nest. Frogs don't become princes. Get off the pot. Common sense is not common. Kids in the picture. What's not mine is not yours. There's no relationship fairy. The X Factor. The art of cohabiting, and there ought to be a law. I'll show you there ought to be a law at the end of this. It really amounts to a full-on contract living together before marriage. Lots of black and white pencil illustrations, which really amount to New Yorker-style cartoons by Wally Littman, really enhance the points that Her Honor are trying to make in this book. But really the cold open best summarizes this. Joins nothing, separate everything. It also best summarizes Chapter 10. There ought to be a law. Again, what amounts to a full-on contract, living together before tying the knot. Our limited arrangement by which we test the waters prior to marriage shall only be in place for 1 year. If at the end of that year we have not yet become officially engaged and set the date for the wedding, the arrangement shall end. During our trial and living together period, we shall not jointly purchase or procure a house, car, boat, cell phone plan, credit card, health club membership, or any other big-ticket item. Nor shall we jointly adopt a dog, cat, parrot, or an iguana. The cost of renting the common domicile shall not exceed either person's ability to pay the entire sum. Both names shall be written on the lease, with a written agreement about who gets the place if there is a breakup. All loans shall be memorialized in a contract, otherwise they will be considered gifts. All expenses shall be divided equally, and a full written record shall be maintained. If during the course of the trial arrangement, circumstances change, a lost job, illness, move, a new contract shall be written that addresses the revised reality. If your partner balks at signing off on any of these simple, smart rules, run for the hills. Avoid years and even decades of regret. As the saying goes, if you lie down with dogs, you'll wake up with fleas. The introduction and conclusion of the book both pertain to Judge Judy's personal experience living together before marriage. In the introduction's case, her stepdaughter Nicole and her husband Dan. And at the conclusion, Her Honor's husband, fellow and former TV court judge of the People's Court, Jerry Seinlin, who many people consider was a terrible judge on the People's Court. Long live Judge Marilyn Milian, I guess. But me, he wasn't that bad. As far as I'm concerned, there is no retail price for this self-published book. I also really admire the fact that this is self-published. There's no big-name publisher behind this. This is entirely the work of Her Honor. Well, really, Her Honor and Her Honor's many fans. When I was young, you either left your parents' house in a white dress or a pine box. The norms have changed. Living together without benefit of marriage is now common. I don't have a problem with people living together before marriage. There's something to be said for testing the waters, but you've got to be smart. To quote a favorite African proverb, only a fool tests the depth of the water by jumping in with both feet. While you're testing the waters, there should be rules. There are divorce laws, but none for just cohabiting. There is no court of people living together. But there is a handbook, and this is it. The other one of her What Would Judy Say books? Be the hero of your own story. A general life advice PDF book offered free of charge on her website. I'll link that below if you want to check it out, as well as the website itself, where you can see stories about this and other topics on the site, along with numerous episodes and questions that Her Honor asked the viewers. If you got a story you want to share it on that website. Or, if you want to share with me in the comments of this video, that would be great too. This, by the way, only pertains to couples in committed or non-committed romantic relationships. This does not apply to familial relations, brother-sister, mother-daughter, mother-son. You get the drift there. Platonic roommates or friends with benefits. I don't know how effective this would be towards friends with benefits. If you see Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake, you know exactly who I'm referencing. And I don't know Her Honor's opinion on friends with benefits, so I guess it's probably best to let that one go by the wayside. 5 out of 5 claps. All things considered, this is really a beneficial guide for those who need some serious soul-searching before commencing their joint adulting. After all, getting your priorities in order will lead to some serious benefits. What kind of benefits? Oh yeah, those benefits, baby. And that's just the start. Your Honor, I rest my case. Thanks for watching. Parties are excused. You may step out, and I'll of course catch you again next time on the Thrift Side.
Thank you very much.
You won't be in that house either. Why? You won't be in that house.
Yeah,
Trust
whatever,
me.
Stacy.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
step out
whatever.
this way. Ma'am,
Why?
ma'am,
Where's
step out.
Don's tractor at?
Ma'am,
Go
step
on.
out.
Come on, where's
Ma'am,
Don's
step
tractor
out.
at?
Step
I'll
out.
bust you, dude.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Now the people
Where's
see what
Don's
they
tractor
do.
at?
Stay there.
Huh? Where's Don's
Yeah.
tractor? It's at Pat's dad's, and I will be out there.
Yeah. Bye.